few Hobie Wave sailors have asked if I could do a video on how to get a capsized wave upright again. Well, it's winter here now in Australia, so I'm not going to go out and do a video, but I have got a couple of videos up on my YouTube channel which show what happens when you capsize your boat and how to get it up again. So I'm going to use these and talk over them and just show you how you can get your boat upright in the event of a capsize. I'll do another video when it gets a bit warmer in summer, but for now I'll do a talk over of these two that I've got on YouTube. Now you'll notice in this video that there are no white caps on the water, so it was day when there wasn't much wind, but the main sheet ropes got caught in the blocks and over it went, and I ended up in between the boat and the mainsail. You notice that I've got gloves on, fairly important, and I've also got boots on, which you'll see later on. The first thing to do if you have a jib is to loosen off your jib rope. Then turn around and have a look at your blocks, undo the blocks from your sail so that your sail is loose. You notice that the mast float is keeping the mast above the water and not letting your boat turn turtle, which means it'll go right over. At this stage the boat is drifting quite fast, and you notice that I go around the back of the boat. I should have really gone around the front, because you'll see in a minute that I nearly lose the back of the boat. Now this has been slowed down, but you see I've got the rudder. I let go, then I just grab it, and I've just got the boat. If I'd let it go then, it would have drifted off down the lake, and I would have been left there stranded. But having gone round the back of the boat, I've now got to work my way up onto the hull using the trampoline ropes. Work your way along the hull very carefully. If you'd gone round to the front of the boat, it would have been easier to get to the righting rope. So I'm just working my way along to the front of the boat so that I can get my righting rope, which is usually curled up on the trampoline, so it's easy to get to. Now the boat has gone over so that the boat is downwind. Now it's only a fairly light wind, so it's going to be fairly easy to get the boat up into the wind. If it was a strong wind, I would have gone to the mast float and moved the float around so that it was facing into the wind, and that way the wind would have been hitting the trampoline and helping me get the boat up. But on this particular occasion, as you can see, there's not much wind, so it's a matter of getting my feet right and getting the boat upright. Now at this stage the boat is not quite downwind, so I'm using my back foot and pushing against the hull and gradually working the boat so it's downwind, and that way I can lean right out against the hull, so I'm 90 degrees to the hull. At this stage I'm about 45 degrees. If I pulled now, I'd fall off into the water. I've got to wait until that rope is straight. So gradually work it around. You see the need for the gloves. You don't want your hands to slip at all. And also the need for boots. You can't really see my boots there, but my boots will stop my feet from slipping on the hull. So now it's 90 degrees to the hull, pull, and up she comes. Grab onto the front and make sure that it stays on the water and doesn't flip over. Now I've shown you this other video because this is when I pitch poled. I wasn't going all that fast, but it shows you what can happen in a pitch pole and if you didn't have a mast float on. So we've pitch poled, we've gone over, and my sailing mate has actually got his life jacket hooked on a cleat on the mast. There is a camera mounted on the spreader bar. My mate is trying to get himself off of the cleat. Now if we didn't have a mast float now, the boat could have turned turtle and he could have been in serious trouble. Here is the benefits of a mast float. So he gets himself off the mast and I'm at the back of the boat working my way around to get the boat upright. Now here's just a long shot of me getting the boat up on a day when it was quite windy. On this particular day, I'd already got into the water and turned the mast float so that it was facing into the wind, and you can see as I pull, the wind pushes on the trampoline and the boat pops up quite easily. As it pops up, it's really important to hang on to the front bar or to your righting rope, just to make sure that the boat doesn't pop up and then pop over again. Now in one of my videos I recommended that you make a ladder, just a small ladder to go at the front of your boat to enable you to climb back onto your boat. Now since making that video, I've since found out that you can actually get a ladder already made, a safety ladder. I won't do it now, but this has a Velcro tab on the bottom. You pull that and a ladder will pop out and enable you to get back on your boat, nice and easy. Well, I hope that's given you some ideas about how to get your boat up after a capsize. But if you take anything away from this video, I hope it's the fact that whatever happens with your boat, when it capsizes, you need to stay with your boat or it'll float away. One more thing before I go, which is quite important. There are a few of us down here who sail in the Southern Ocean off Victor Harbour in South Australia, and we sail in big swells with big seas, and we've considered whether we should get a rope or a leash, and that's maybe 3 or 4 metres long, and lash ourselves to our boat so that if we fall off or if it capsizes, the boat won't go away from us. I did this for a short time, then I considered what might happen if the boat was hit by a wave and it capsized and it rolled and I was caught up in the leash, and in the end I decided not to lash myself to the boat. I would rather just take my chances and try and get back to the shore, or maybe someone else rescue me. I think it is a thing you have to think about. Maybe you've thought about it. Personally, I think a wave, it's fairly rare that they capsize. If they do capsize, it's highly likely that you're going to be near your boat or in between the sail and your boat. So if you thought about a leash, just think about the fact that you may end up getting caught up in the leash. So it's all really about happy boating, but safe boating. Anyway, catch you later.